Welcome back to part 4 of the Entrepreneur's Journey, where we teach educational business content that is easy to understand and apply. Generating revenue that is big enough to generate a profit is very important if we want to run a successful business. But to achieve this goal of generating enough revenue in your business, we first need to understand the associated cost in running the business. We need to be sure that the cost of running our business are not greater than the money coming into our business. If this is the case, we'll be running at a loss. Let's take a look at the following business story to get a better understanding of the associated cost of a business and how we can manage this to ensure that we can generate a profit rather than running at a loss.
Well, good morning, young one. It's good to see a new face behind the till.
Yes, I'm very excited. I started at the beginning of this month.
Business obviously must be really, really good here.
Yes, sir. Well, we get deliveries on a Monday. It is my job to unpack the shelf in between ringing up the customers. My name is Alicia, by the way.
And I'm Joe, and it's great to see a variety of food and groceries in your store. Is Andile and Ep4 in today?
Ma'am, Asandiswa is. Andile just stepped out. He's negotiating prices for the new stock. Asandiswa seemed a little stressed out this morning though when she walked in.
And where can I find her?
She is at the back in our office.
Well, nice to meet you, and keep up the good work.
Wow, I am so happy to see you. You have no idea how relieved I am. I've literally been sitting here for over an hour just trying to make sense of all these papers, and honestly, I don't know what's going on. Am I even going to be able to pay rent at the end of the month? I honestly don't know.
Let's take a few deep breaths and let's have a seat and let's look at what's going on here with your business. Cool. Firstly, let's look at the costs, which is your changing cost and unchanging costs.
Well, Andile and I haven't necessarily looked into changing or unchanging costs. We actually didn't even know the difference.
Okay. Do you know what a changing cost and unchanging cost is?
No.
Okay. Changing cost is costs that changes in a business from month to month. And an unchanging cost, it costs that don't change from month to month. Changing cost, cost in your business that change from month to month depending on how much business we have. Unchanging costs, costs that don't change from month to month. So let's list down what are the unchanging costs.
I think ever since we moved into these premises, we've only been paying rent, but then also we've signed a yearly lease, so I don't think the rent is going to change from month to month. Okay,
that's good. What is it cost we're looking at? Your rental?
So we're paying about 2,500 Rand a month. Yeah.
Okay. And do you have a cell phone contract?
Yes, we do have a cell phone contract. We've actually run out of airtime. Like, it doesn't, ever since we moved into these premises, the airtime doesn't last us until the end of the month. So we've had to top it up.
And what's the sort of cost of the contract?
I think it's roughly about 280 Rand per month.
Okay. So it's primarily used for business calls, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it is.
Great. I see you've got a new staff. I'm sure there's salary involved.
We actually pay 150 Rand per day for now. Only on busy days, which are Mondays for deliveries, Tuesdays and Fridays.
All right, let's calculate that. So it's 150 Rand per day for 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Correct? That'll be obviously be 450 Rand.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and just say there's 4 weeks in the month. We're going to times that by 4 to do that, so we know what we're paying in salaries.
So that's 1,008.
All right. Is there anything else we need to look at from unchanging costs?
I'm still not sure what changing costs are.
Okay, let's recap. A changing cost in our business is changes that happen from month to month. Depends how the business flows.
Okay.
Okay, so let's list some of your changing costs in your business.
Well, wouldn't the stock that I add onto the stock that I already have
Yes, that's
actually count
excellent.
as a changing cost?
So this will mean the cost of your produce will vary from month to month. As you said, business was very good this month.
Yes, it definitely was. We actually did have to order more stock.
Stock, goods or merchandise kept on the premises of a shop or warehouse and available for sale or distribution.
Our stock order actually came to 3,280.
Your additional airtime does vary from month to month.
Yeah. It actually looks like Andile spends 100 Rand extra on airtime this month.
Okay, so we have a stock order of 3,280
Yeah,
and we've purchased an additional airtime of 100 Rand
that's
this
correct.
month.
Mhm.
Let's continue listing the changing costs. Did you have any special promotions this month relating to marketing costs?
Marketing costs, the money spent on customer relations, marketing and promotions.
Oh yes, we did have a special. One of our friends, Sikwalazi and Unati, actually told Andile and I about a special that the Durban Cafe was doing. So we thought that maybe we could do something similar. So we got these boards printed out to tell people about our promotion, and we also added a 2-for-1 Samp and Bean special, which was actually quite good.
Very impressive. And how much does this printing cost you?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it roughly cost us about 300 Rand.
Great. And finally, your transport costs.
Transport cost, the money spent on transport while manufacturing your product.
Okay. Andile usually spends about 50 Rand to go to town to actually negotiate some of our business deals or some of our prices. So I guess that would count as a transport cost.
Correct?
If I actually want to calculate it to see how much
Yeah,
he's spending.
let's go ahead and do that.
So if he's spending 50 Rand a day and he only goes there once a week, and there are 4 weeks in a month, that would be 200 Rand a month for transport costs.
And how much of money did you spend on water and electricity this month?
We actually spent 200 Rand on water and we spent 300 Rand on electricity.
Let's do a recap. Would you mind passing me the calculator?
Sure.
Okay, let's go. So we're saying a rent is 225.
Mm-hmm.
Salaries 1,800.
Yeah.
Cool. Cell phone 280. And that's giving us a grand total of 4,580 for your fixed unchanging cost.
Yeah, that's
correct.
Correct. Mm.
And let's look at the changing costs. The airtime is 100 Rand. Your stock orders, additional stock orders is 3,280.
80. Mm.
Your promotional and marketing material was 300.
Yeah.
Your transport cost you worked out was 200.
Yeah.
Your electricity was 300 Rand. Your water was 200, giving us a total of 4,380. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So let's work up the total cost of your business.
Total cost, unchanging cost plus changing costs.
The 4,580
Mm-hmm.
plus the 4,380 gives us a grand total of 8,960. The total running cost.
I don't think Andile and I realized that we're spending so much in our business.
Once Andile and Asandiswa had listed the changing and unchanging cost of their business, they were able to work out the total cost of running their business. Let's take some time to reflect on the following questions. Grab a pen and a paper and join me in understanding these questions for yourself. Can you list some unchanging cost in your own business? Can you list some changing cost in your own business? What kind of stock does your business supply? How do you work out the total cost of your business? Take some time to think, seriously about these questions and reflect on how these principles you have just learned can apply to your own business. If we are aware of the various costs in our business, our ability to manage the revenue generated from our business will be improved. This will help us make better business decisions. In our next video, we'll be diving deeper into business financials and how to manage this to ensure that we run a successful, sustainable business.